Hello, welcome everyone. If you are new to my channel, my name is Joanna. I'm a trainer, I'm a consultant, I'm a mentor, but also, and maybe most importantly, I'm a very curious human being and I love having great conversations with amazing people. So today we have another guest, a very interesting guest, and I hope you will also find the topic very, very inspiring for you. So Marcin Kozioł is our guest. Should I say Kozioł or your German version?
It's really nice to hear my name back in Polish, actually.
Okay, so with that, I will hand it to you because maybe you would love to introduce yourself, tell your story to our listeners, to our watchers.
All right. You ask about my name in German. The reason is I'm Polish. I came many years ago to Germany to study at the university, which I did. I have a master in social sciences. And my story, yes, after this master, I thought I'm Lord of the world because I have a master. That wasn't the case. So I start working in a totally different field, which was compliance and risk. I was working for two big companies. In the last one, I was doing credit and fraud risk. And then, we were fired because the company decided to close our office. And I was I was having the question do I want to do what I was doing until now, or would I like to do something else? I felt like it's the last moment to learn something else. And I went to a job coach to find out what I want to do. I was I want to go into project management. I want to do something else, but I started my Scrum course, which was eye-opening because I knew a little bit about Scrum. I'd say about not that much, I would say. So I was doing Scrum 1, Product Owner 1, and then Scrum 2. And then I realized that my classes didn't provide me with enough knowledge about coaching, mediation, and Agile. It's general Agile. I thought before that there is nothing else except for Scrum. I went back to school to learn about that. And then, by coincidence, I would say, I started working in a consulting company as a Scrum Master. And here I am.
Great story. By the way, if you believe that it's too late for you to make some changes in your life, listen to Marcin's story. How many things can change in your life, right? So we've heard about at least a few huge changes, big moments in his professional journey. So thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
You're welcome.
And let's reveal the topic of today. So it's Agile testing. So my first question is, why you decided to explore this topic? What happened that you started reading, looking for information, extending your knowledge in that particular area, especially because I haven't heard any quality assurance experience in your career?
Yeah, that's correct. So I joined the Scrum team. That was plagued by problems with quality. Basically, you could say their whole development process was organized in stages, and testing was the last part of it. The developers were not involved in testing activities, and the result was that the team was releasing on time, but yeah, the increment was bugged. So the software they released was bugged or delayed, because the bugs that were found had to be eliminated before the work went into production. So in my case, well, in any case, the team was spending too much time correcting errors. So we sat down together trying to find the root cause for their issues. I'm not engineer nor developer. I initially only facilitated discussion, and I could see that my team didn't progress on the topic. So I talked to my mentor, who is also my boss, hello Yang, about it, and he asked me if I knew about agile testing. By that time, I didn't know that something like that exists. Like I thought testing is just like testing. So my boss recommended video from Dave Farley that opened my eyes, and it made me understand that agile testing could change my team's situation. So that's how my whole journey with agile testing started.
Great, amazing. So thank you for sharing your knowledge about useful resources. If you are watching us, in the description, we will share the links that Marcin recommends for you if you want to start your own journey with agile testing.
I'm a huge fan.
So you have your potential future mentor person who will inspire you in that area.
Yes. Well, my actual mentor is my boss, who's a great inspiration. He's a great supporter, and I really like talking to my boss. He really can inspire me sometimes, even if I think I always say I'm not a techie, but somehow he sparked something. He did something that I totally fell into, and if you talked to me a year or 2 years ago, and he would say I would be interested in testing, I would say no, I'm not interested in code. I'm not interested in all the technical stuff. I like working with people, but the tech stuff, I don't understand it. I never will, and that somehow changed for sure.
Thank you for sharing. That's another example of significant changes that we may decide to incorporate into our lives. So you said that you haven't perceived yourself as a technical person, but somehow you started this journey as someone who inspires others, support team, but still you decided to take this, let's say, for some of the people, relatively technical subject, and you decided to see whether this is a way for the team. So, do you remember any initial challenges, biggest problems at the very beginning of that journey?
Well, there were surely a couple. First of all, I had to learn a little bit about more about testing software. I knew very little before that. Then I talked to my team, and while some of the team members were enthusiastic about it, others were not. We had a lot of discussions about the testing strategy, the organization of work, collaboration, skills, and roles. a lot of work. The developers had to be encouraged, to start testing upfront themselves, and collaboration with the QA had to be established because they didn't really work together previously. The product owner and the stakeholders also started collaborating more with devs and QA in formulating user stories and acceptance criteria that would make certain tests even possible. And it was challenging for the QAs too. Their role changed completely. They were now teachers, consultants, and mentors. And if they tested, they concentrated on exploratory testing and automation. I have to say, it takes a lot of courage to go on a journey like that, and they needed a lot of coaching in those roles too.
Yeah, I can relate to that. So a lot of changes, a lot of courage, right? Seems like change is the word associated with that conversation. So if you are watching us, maybe you want to put something in the comments. So hashtag change. This is the sign that you are here with us. Okay. Thank you very much, Martin. I have another question because I know that you discovered a very interesting document. Well,
You know a lot.
manifesto, right? And also a certain manifesto. So I wanted to ask you about your discovery of the Agile Testing Manifesto. So how and when did you discover that?
Okay. That might sound they might sound funny, but I was amazed of how much of the Agile Manifesto I can see in Agile testing. I talked to and was encouraged once again by my boss, colleague, and mentor to write an article about it. During my little research, I discovered that that there was a testing Agile Testing Manifesto out there written by Karen Greaves and Samantha Lane, which I say hi to. And I just found it fascinating when I read it.
What were your biggest findings, your surprises when you encountered this manifesto?
So, as I learned from the both ladies that I reach out to, they use it as a one-pager in their work. And when they teach about testing, I found it really handy. It also navigated me when I sometimes was not sure about something related to agile testing. So it's like a very compact way to get reminded what really matters in this case.
If you are looking now for Agile Testing Manifesto, we will put it here in our video, and we will also share the links. So take a look at the description of the video. So from your journey with Agile testing from this journey point of view with Agile testing, how Agile Testing Manifesto changed your mindset when it comes to quality, when it comes to product development in the Agile way?
We are always learning, and I always say, like, I still have a lot to learn. The topic being a little bit technical in my eyes. I always felt like writing software is maybe takes time, but it's not probably not that complicated. I learned it is. And I learned that because, what you create is a very complex system, preventing bugs saves time and money. So it's better to prevent the bugs than, fixing them in production. What I also learned during my journey with agile testing is that people are very often afraid of change. #change. Learning takes time for sure. I sometimes have those moments when I think like, oh, that's easy. I understand that, so it makes sense to me. So it's gonna make sense to everyone else, but it's not like that. People are sometimes very often afraid of change, and it's not that easy sometimes for the others to understand what I understand so easily. And what I also learned is, sometimes it's worth questioning everything, because if I didn't question, the way of working of my team, I would never come up, with the whole topic talking to you here.
Mm-hmm. That's a very powerful statement. Learn how to question things, how to do it gracefully, with courage, but also with respect. Amazing lesson. So let's try to connect agile testing with knowledge, experience of someone who might have a very limited knowledge. In short, how would you describe the difference in a very easy way between traditional testing, let's say waterfall, project type testing, and agile testing?
Okay, I hope I'm not gonna forget like anything. But first of all, it's the collaboration, because you have the product owner, you have the stakeholders who are involved, you have the QA working intensively with the developers. So this is one thing. It also depends, like where you are with your testing. As I said, like I was in a team that had sequential way of developing, and the last sequence was testing. Here, you test sort of from the beginning. Also, the developers are encouraged to use in certain ways to write their code. #TDD. And what else? You concentrate much more on techniques like BDD and ATDD. So there's like, in my opinion, a little bit more attention to the customer. What else? I think the general approach is like totally different, because you change the mindset, you change the way how people work, and it takes time, but eventually it pays off. I think a customer is benefits from those changes through a better quality of the product that is created.
Yeah, better quality of the product. I believe that's important emphasis, right? In complex
we would say
environment,
bigger value.
If you want to, yeah, exactly. So in other words, agile testing means quality becomes a habit and daily work of the whole team, and that should even require much more collaboration than in traditional approach, when someone is given a task, here is a feature or here is the product, test it, give the feedback. Good enough, not good, what are the bugs, send the bugs back to developers, right?
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. So, with that, do you know any specific examples, stories, inspirations where agile testing changed the game, changed the quality of the product significantly?
What convinced me when I started my research on agile testing was a company that everyone actually knows in our field, which is Atlassian. So Atlassian also went on a journey towards agile testing. I watched an interview with I think it was the head of QA department at Atlassian, and they also changed the way they were testing because the quality of the product was suffering. So the QA engineer used an example of Captain Kirk from Star Trek. I'm a huge Star Trek fan to describe why a minimal, combination of the roles of QA and QA engineers and developers would be beneficial. Um, yes, she also described the whole journey towards agile testing that took a lot of time, but the outcome was amazing. Their software is nowadays almost, bug-free. They even showed the number of rejected user stories that went from this to like this, almost zero. I found it appealing because of Star Trek, of course, the whole story, but even more because I could see like how successful they were, and they also described very well, um, the stages and the steps they had to do to go. So that was very convincing.
Thank you. I believe that a lot of people know Atlassian, so hearing to their story might give them some clues and inspiration, real life story. And when it comes to real life stories, I hope that after our conversations, some of the people decide to start their journey with agile testing. Do you have any piece of advice for people who decide to start agile testing approach in their professional environment?
As I said, like everyone is in a little bit different situation, so it might be a little bit different for everyone, for each team and each company. But generally, I would say like be patient because it takes time. I mean, change can take years until the value unfolds. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Let the Agile Manifesto and Agile Testing Manifesto guide you. Include everyone, and ask for feedback and have fun. That would be my advice, spontaneously.
Ask for feedback and have fun. I love that. I love that part. Okay. So with that, I would love to thank you very much, Marcin, for that conversation.
Thank you.
I know that maybe some people will say, "Oh, but you haven't uncovered so many topics yet." Of course, it's just the beginning. We are just giving you a small spark, and maybe you will be able to fire your own warm fireplace. In the meantime, please remember Marcin is very kind to share his favorite resources. You can find them in the description. And just in case, if you still need something, if you have questions, Feel free to add comments, questions, complaints in the comments section. So once again, thank you very much, Marcin. It was a pleasure.
I want to say the same.
So all the best to you and all the best to everyone. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, and likewise. See ya.